Hello everyone, Mike Heck with the Hyperactive Hypercube build vlog. Today I received another part. Actually, I received a couple parts in the last few days. First, this is my build plate, head for scale. It's 16 inches by 16 inches, which means that it is slightly larger than the heat bed or the silicon heater that I found online, and I've connected via a solid state relay to my SKR 1.3 board. The other thing I received is some of the smooth rods. These. Unfortunately, my initial measurements that I had were for a foot by 1 foot by 1 foot, and these are 380 millimeter smooth rods. They will not work for my Y gantry. So I have on order from Amazon this time, not Banggood, 450 millimeter smooth rods, which will be for my X and Y, or for my Y gantry. And I'm still waiting on the carbon nano or the carbon tubes for the X gantry. The carbon tubes I'm not as concerned about because they are going to be 500 millimeters in length, which means that I'll just have to cut 50 millimeters off each of them for the 450. That will be the width of the print area. I've also been messing with the Marlin firmware, which is what I'm going to be using to run the darn thing. And I've had a few ups and downs with that. I've had to go instead of the bug fix version of it, I've had to go back to the release version of Marlin, which is not a bad thing. It just means that something in what they've done in the bug fix is not quite compatible with the big Tree Tech 1.3 SKR. The other thing that I'm going to end up having to do is I need to reprint the spool holder because it snapped off while I was messing with things. But in order to accommodate the 16-inch wide build plate, I've had to make some adjustments to the actual hardware, and I violated one of the things that I wanted to do with the Hypercube, and that's to keep everything within the frame. So the Z gantry, the up and down, is now outside of the standard frame. It is it's sticking out slightly because I had to extend the build platform. I put the support poles, which are also in my case now 8 millimeter versus 12, and hopefully we won't have a problem with that. I had to put those outside of the Hypercube actual cube in order for it to actually be able to have the room enough for the 16-inch by 16-inch build platform. I'm still finishing a few things up, trying to figure out where things are going to go, like where the ramp board is going to, or the smoothie board is going to actually attach on the Hypercube. I know where the screen's going to be. That's also outside of the Hypercube itself. But for the most part, it's coming along. I'm still waiting on a few parts from Banggood, which probably will not be here until after the first of the year, which disappoints me, but it is what it is. You can only do so much. I did actually finish the Jedi Temple Guard helmet, and it's sitting up there. When I say finish, I mean printed all of the parts. It is really, really small for me. I still need to actually do the finish work on it as far as sanding it down, coating it with the clear coat, and getting all of the pieces filled in that need filler. But you know, hey, I'm really happy with where I'm at right now, and with the addition of the parts that are coming from Amazon this week, and the parts that still are on order from Banggood, I believe I am at a point where once I get all the parts, I should be able to start printing immediately. I'm going to end up using blue painter's tape as the bed adhesion material at first, which I don't like. I'd much rather find a 400 by 400 spring steel plate that has PIE sheet on it, but I'm finding those hard to come by. So I may go back to my good friends at Midwest Metals, Midwest Steel. We'll have to double check the name of it. The ones that actually gave me or sent me this build plate, which by the way, that's how thick it is. It's not incredibly thick, but it gives it a lot of rigidity, which is what you need because you don't want to have the build head crash down on here and then suddenly bend and have things fail that way. I am really excited about getting this completed, and hopefully I'll have a well-running Core XY machine that I'll be able to demo to you, and hopefully I'll also find the wherewithal to clean the office a little bit on the floor at least, so that when you look at it, it's not just a mess down there when I show you the Core XY machine running, the hyperactive hypercube, because it's going to live right underneath this desk. I don't think I'm going to have it anywhere on a desk. I think I'm going to put it right on the floor. I don't think that that's going to be a problem because the clearance from the heat bed to actually the floor is about that much. So even with the high temperatures, I'm assuming or hoping that I shouldn't have any problems where if I start to see some issues where like the carpet looks burnt or looks singed, I'll find a different way to do it. I'll put it on a board underneath there or something to that effect. But that's about all for now. Hope that you're having a great time. Happy holidays. I am wearing my Star Wars ugly holiday sweater. You don't need to see my drill. And I'm enjoying a little bit of a holiday libation. Have a great night. Stay safe, stay healthy. And if you have any questions or have any comments for me about how I'm actually constructing this, please let me know in the comments. Subscribe, hit the bell for getting updates, that type of thing. And let me know if you have any comments, questions, ideas. I'm open to everything. Have a great night.